Did you know that some of the foods you eat every day could be silently destroying your gut? Your gut controls everything from digestion and immunity to energy levels and even your mood. But many common foods, things we think are harmless, can feed harmful bacteria, cause inflammation, and wreck your digestive system without you even realizing it. In this video, I'm going to reveal 5 gut-destroying foods you should avoid immediately to feel healthier, more energized, and balanced. Watch carefully. You might be eating these foods right now. Many people don't realize just how much the foods they eat every day can affect the health of their gut. Our gut is home to trillions of bacteria, both good and bad, and it's responsible for digesting our food, absorbing nutrients, and even influencing our immune system and mood. Yet, despite its critical role, most people continue to consume foods that quietly damage this delicate ecosystem, leaving them bloated, fatigued, or prone to digestive issues without even realizing the cause. One of the most common culprits hiding in plain sight is processed sugar. Sugar isn't just a harmless treat or a quick energy boost. It has profound effects on the gut, feeding harmful bacteria and upsetting the balance of the microbiome. While your body does need some natural sugars for energy, the concentrated sugars found in candy, sodas, pastries, and even flavored drinks can create an environment in the gut that allows bad bacteria and yeast to thrive. When this happens, it can trigger inflammation, impair digestion, and even weaken your immune system over time. You might notice symptoms like bloating, gas, frequent indigestion, or even brain fog, all of which can be traced back to overconsumption of sugar. The way sugar impacts the gut is both immediate and long-term. When you consume a sugary snack, it causes a rapid spike in blood sugar levels, prompting your body to release insulin to stabilize it. While this is a natural process, high sugar intake repeatedly over time can lead to insulin resistance, which is linked to systemic inflammation. In the gut specifically, sugar serves as food for harmful bacteria and yeast, such as candida, which can multiply rapidly when overfed. This imbalance, known as dysbiosis, disrupts the normal functioning of your digestive system and can even affect your metabolism, weight, and overall health. Many people unknowingly exacerbate this problem by reaching for sweetened beverages or desserts multiple times a day. Even seemingly innocent sources of sugar, like flavored yogurts, breakfast cereals, and sauces, can contribute to this toxic cycle. Cutting back on sugar doesn't mean completely depriving yourself of sweetness, but it does require awareness of the hidden sources in your diet. One practical approach is to replace sugary snacks with natural alternatives that also support gut health. Fruits, for example, contain fiber and natural compounds that feed good bacteria instead of harmful strains. Dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa is another option because it provides antioxidants and has less sugar than typical candy bars. Another simple step is to swap sugary drinks for water infused with fruits or unsweetened herbal teas. Making these small changes can gradually restore balance to your gut microbiome and reduce inflammation, improving digestion, energy levels, and even mood. Processed sugar isn't just harmful to the bacteria in your gut, it also impacts the gut lining itself. High sugar intake can lead to increased intestinal permeability, often referred to as leaky gut. This occurs when the tight junctions between the cells lining your intestines weaken, allowing toxins and undigested food particles to enter the bloodstream. Once this happens, your immune system responds with inflammation, which can manifest as digestive discomfort, fatigue, joint pain, or even skin problems like acne or eczema. Over time, a leaky gut can contribute to chronic conditions such as autoimmune diseases, obesity, and metabolic syndrome. By reducing sugar intake, you give your gut lining the chance to repair and strengthen itself, which in turn helps maintain a healthy barrier against harmful substances. It's also important to understand how sugar affects the overall composition of your gut bacteria. Research has shown that a diet high in refined sugars encourages the growth of firmicutes, a type of bacteria associated with obesity and inflammation, while reducing bacteroidetes, which are beneficial for maintaining metabolic balance. This shift in bacterial populations can make you more prone to digestive problems, weight gain, and even cravings for more sugar, creating a vicious cycle. By consciously limiting sugary foods and beverages, you not only starve the harmful bacteria, but also give your beneficial bacteria the opportunity to thrive. This can lead to better digestion, improved immunity, and even enhanced mental clarity. Another subtle yet significant effect of sugar on the gut is its impact on short-chain fatty acids, which are produced when gut bacteria ferment dietary fibers. These fatty acids, such as butyrate, play a key role in maintaining the health of the gut lining, reducing inflammation, and supporting immune function. High sugar diets, however, reduce the production of these beneficial compounds by starving the fiber-fermenting bacteria. As a result, the protective benefits of short-chain fatty acids diminish, leaving the gut more susceptible to inflammation and damage. Including fiber-rich foods like vegetables, legumes, and whole grains in your diet can counteract these effects, but first, you must limit the sugar that fuels the harmful bacteria. Finally, it's essential to recognize the psychological and behavioral impact of sugar on your eating habits. Sugar can trigger a reward response in the brain, leading to cravings and repetitive consumption. This doesn't just harm your gut physically, it also reinforces patterns of poor nutrition, making it harder to adopt gut-friendly habits. By reducing processed sugar, you gradually reset your taste buds and cravings, making it easier to enjoy healthier alternatives. Over time, this leads to improved gut function, better digestion, and more stable energy levels throughout the day. Avoiding processed sugar may sound challenging at first because it's so pervasive in modern diets, but it's one of the most powerful steps you can take for your gut health. Start by identifying obvious sources such as candy, soda, and baked goods, and then move on to hidden sugars in sauces, dressings, and packaged foods. Replace these with natural, fiber-rich foods and drinks that nourish beneficial bacteria rather than feeding harmful ones. Small, consistent changes will allow your gut to heal, reduce inflammation, and restore balance to your microbiome. In just a few weeks, you may notice less bloating, more energy, improved mood, and better overall digestion. The key is awareness and intentional choice. By choosing to limit processed sugar, you give your gut the environment it needs to thrive, and in return, your body will function better, feel healthier, and even resist disease more effectively. Your gut health isn't just about digestion, it's about your overall well-being, and avoiding sugar is the first crucial step toward protecting it. Artificial sweeteners have become a popular alternative to sugar, marketed as a healthier option for people who want to enjoy sweetness without the calories. On the surface, they seem like a perfect solution, especially for those trying to lose weight or manage blood sugar levels. However, what many people don't realize is that these synthetic sweeteners, like aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, and acesulfame potassium, can have serious negative effects on the gut, disrupting its delicate balance and ultimately harming overall health. Although they may not contribute calories in the same way as sugar, artificial sweeteners can alter the composition of gut bacteria, increase inflammation, and even affect metabolism. The gut microbiome is an incredibly complex ecosystem, consisting of trillions of bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms that influence nearly every aspect of our health. A balanced gut microbiome supports digestion, immunity, mental health, and metabolism, while an imbalance known as dysbiosis can contribute to bloating, constipation, diarrhea, fatigue, and a range of chronic diseases. Research has shown that artificial sweeteners can change the balance of gut bacteria in ways that favor harmful strains while reducing beneficial ones. For example, studies have found that sucralose can reduce populations of bifidobacteria and lactobacilli, two types of bacteria essential for a healthy gut. This imbalance can lead to inflammation in the intestines, impair digestion, and even contribute to weight gain, despite the lack of calories in these sweeteners. One of the most surprising effects of artificial sweeteners is their impact on glucose metabolism. Although they don't directly raise blood sugar levels, altered gut bacteria caused by sweeteners can interfere with how the body processes sugar, sometimes leading to glucose intolerance. This means that over time, consuming these sweeteners could actually make it harder for your body to regulate blood sugar, increasing the risk of insulin resistance and metabolic disorders. In other words, artificial sweeteners might seem like a harmless shortcut, but they can actually create long-term metabolic issues that affect both gut health and overall wellness. Another concern with artificial sweeteners is their effect on gut permeability. Just like excessive sugar, these compounds can increase intestinal permeability, commonly referred to as leaky gut. A leaky gut occurs when the lining of the intestines becomes weakened, allowing toxins, bacteria, and undigested food particles to enter the bloodstream. This triggers systemic inflammation and can contribute to autoimmune conditions, skin issues, fatigue, and digestive disturbances. When combined with other gut-damaging foods, artificial sweeteners can amplify these effects, making it increasingly difficult for your gut to function properly. Many people consume artificial sweeteners without realizing it. They are present in diet sodas, sugar-free candies, protein bars, flavored water, low-calorie desserts, chewing gum, and even some packaged condiments. Because they are marketed as healthy alternatives, people often consume them in large quantities, unknowingly feeding harmful gut bacteria while believing they are making a smart choice. Even small amounts consumed consistently over time can have a cumulative effect, gradually shifting the gut microbiome in an unhealthy direction. It's also important to understand how artificial sweeteners affect appetite and cravings. Studies suggest that these sweeteners can interfere with the brain's ability to regulate hunger and satiety. By activating sweet taste receptors without providing real calories, the brain may respond by increasing cravings for sugary or high-carb foods. This can create a cycle in which you consume both artificial sweeteners and real sugar, compounding their negative effects on your gut. Many people find themselves reaching for more snacks or drinks after consuming artificially sweetened products, which not only affects gut bacteria, but also contributes to weight gain and digestive discomfort. For those looking to maintain gut health, the key is to minimize or completely avoid artificial sweeteners. Fortunately, there are healthier alternatives that provide sweetness without harming your gut. Natural sweeteners like stevia, monk fruit, or small amounts of raw honey can satisfy your sweet tooth while supporting a balanced gut microbiome. These alternatives don't appear to have the same harmful effects on gut bacteria, and they can be incorporated into drinks, snacks, or desserts in moderation. Pairing these sweeteners with fiber-rich foods like fruits or whole grains can further enhance gut health by feeding beneficial bacteria rather than harmful ones. It's also helpful to take a broader view of your diet when reducing artificial sweeteners. Processed foods, refined carbs, and sugary snacks can all compound the negative effects of synthetic sweeteners. By choosing whole, unprocessed foods and limiting artificial ingredients, you provide your gut with the nutrients it needs to repair, maintain balance, and function optimally. This approach not only supports digestion, but also improves energy, immunity, and mental clarity. Over time, your cravings for overly sweet foods may naturally decrease as your gut microbiome becomes more balanced and your taste preferences adjust. One practical tip for identifying hidden artificial sweeteners is to read labels carefully. Many products labeled sugar-free or diet contain synthetic compounds, and they are often listed under names like aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, or acesulfame, potassium. Being mindful of these ingredients can help you make informed choices about what you consume and reduce the cumulative damage to your gut over time. Even occasional consumption of artificial sweeteners can trigger gut imbalance in sensitive individuals, so consistent avoidance is recommended for optimal results. Finally, the benefits of eliminating artificial sweeteners extend beyond gut health. Reducing or removing them from your diet can improve digestion, reduce bloating and gas, stabilize blood sugar, and support overall metabolic health. Many people also notice improvements in mood, mental clarity, and energy levels once they stop consuming these compounds. In combination with other gut-friendly habits, such as eating fiber-rich foods, staying hydrated, and avoiding other gut-damaging foods like processed sugar, this small change can have a profound impact on long-term health and well-being. In summary, artificial sweeteners may seem like a harmless way to enjoy sweetness without calories, but the reality is that they can disrupt your gut microbiome, increase intestinal permeability, and interfere with glucose metabolism. They feed harmful bacteria, reduce populations of beneficial bacteria, and create a cascade of digestive and metabolic issues. Avoiding these sweeteners, choosing natural alternatives, and focusing on whole, unprocessed foods can help restore balance to your gut, improve digestion, and enhance overall health. Making this change is a simple but powerful step toward protecting your gut, reducing inflammation, and feeling better every day. Highly processed foods are some of the most common items in modern diets, yet they are among the most damaging to gut health. From frozen meals and instant noodles to packaged snacks, chips, and fast food, these convenience foods are engineered for taste and shelf life, not for the well-being of your digestive system. While they may save time and satisfy cravings, they contain additives, preservatives, artificial flavors, and refined ingredients that can irritate the gut lining, disrupt the balance of gut bacteria, and create a cascade of digestive problems. The gut is remarkably sensitive, and even occasional consumption of highly processed foods can negatively impact its function, especially when eaten repeatedly over time. The impact of processed foods on gut health begins with their lack of natural nutrients and fiber. Fiber is essential because it feeds the beneficial bacteria in the gut, helping them multiply and thrive. These bacteria, in turn, produce short-chain fatty acids that maintain the integrity of the gut lining, reduce inflammation, and support overall digestive health. Processed foods, however, are often stripped of fiber and filled with refined starches, sugars, and chemical additives, depriving beneficial bacteria of the fuel they need. Without this nourishment, beneficial bacteria decline, and harmful strains can take over, leading to an imbalance known as dysbiosis. Dysbiosis can trigger bloating, gas, constipation, diarrhea, and even more severe conditions such as irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, or chronic inflammation. One of the most insidious aspects of processed foods is the combination of additives and preservatives that prolong shelf life but irritate the gut. Ingredients like emulsifiers, artificial coloring agents, and stabilizers are added to many packaged snacks, baked goods, and ready-to-eat meals. Studies have shown that some emulsifiers can erode the protective mucus lining of the intestines, allowing bacteria to come into direct contact with gut cells. This can lead to inflammation and increased intestinal permeability, commonly known as leaky gut. Once the gut lining is compromised, toxins, undigested food particles, and harmful bacteria can enter the bloodstream, triggering immune responses and systemic inflammation. Over time, this contributes not only to digestive discomfort, but also to autoimmune conditions, metabolic disorders, and chronic diseases. Refined sugars and unhealthy fats, which are often abundant in processed foods, add to the problem. These ingredients feed harmful bacteria and yeast in the gut, accelerating dysbiosis and inflammation. Trans fats, commonly found in packaged baked goods and fast food, are particularly damaging. They not only increase harmful cholesterol levels, but also impair gut barrier function, contributing to a pro-inflammatory environment that negatively affects overall health. Many people are unaware that even healthy processed foods, such as low-fat snacks or diet-friendly baked items, may contain artificial sweeteners, refined flours, and preservatives that have similar detrimental effects on gut bacteria. Another significant concern is how processed foods affect the diversity of the gut microbiome. A healthy gut thrives on diversity, hundreds of different species of bacteria working together to support digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Diets high in processed foods reduce this diversity, favoring bacteria that thrive on sugars and refined starches while suppressing those that help digest fiber and produce beneficial compounds. Reduced diversity has been linked to an increased risk of obesity, metabolic syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease, and even mental health issues like anxiety and depression. Essentially, consuming highly processed foods repeatedly can reprogram your gut bacteria in ways that negatively affect almost every aspect of your health. Processed foods also tend to be low in essential nutrients, including vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, which are critical for maintaining gut integrity and reducing inflammation. For example, compounds like vitamin C, zinc, magnesium, and polyphenols help support the gut lining, feed beneficial bacteria, and reduce oxidative stress. Without these nutrients, the gut becomes more vulnerable to damage and inflammation. Many people rely on processed foods as a quick solution to hunger, not realizing that these choices deprive their gut of the very building blocks it needs to stay healthy and function properly. It's also worth noting the psychological and behavioral effects of processed foods. Engineered to be hyper-palatable, they often trigger overeating and cravings, encouraging frequent snacking and mindless consumption. This pattern of eating can overwhelm the gut, leading to bloating, gas, and digestive discomfort, while also making it harder to incorporate gut-friendly foods like vegetables, whole grains, and fermented foods into your diet. Over time, these habits create a feedback loop where the gut is constantly exposed to harmful ingredients and cravings for processed foods continue to dominate, further compromising gut health. For anyone looking to protect and restore their gut, minimizing processed foods is one of the most powerful steps you can take. Start by identifying the most common processed items in your diet: chips, packaged snacks, frozen meals, sugary cereals, and fast food. Replace them with whole, nutrient-dense alternatives that nourish beneficial gut bacteria. Fresh vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi provide both fiber and prebiotics, which feed the healthy bacteria in your gut. By making these substitutions, you not only reduce inflammation and repair gut lining, but also improve digestion, energy levels, and overall well-being. It's also helpful to prepare meals at home whenever possible. Cooking from scratch allows you to control the ingredients, avoid harmful additives, and increase the nutrient density of your meals. Simple swaps, like replacing packaged snacks with roasted nuts or sliced vegetables, or choosing whole grains instead of refined pasta, can have a significant impact on gut health over time. Even making small changes gradually can help retrain your taste buds, reduce cravings for processed foods, and create long-lasting habits that support a healthy gut. One of the most noticeable benefits of reducing highly processed foods is improved digestive comfort. People often report less bloating, reduced gas, more regular bowel movements, and fewer episodes of indigestion once they switch to a diet focused on whole, unprocessed foods. Beyond digestion, this change can also positively affect energy, mood, and mental clarity, since gut health is closely linked to brain function through the gut-brain axis. By prioritizing whole foods and eliminating processed items, you give your gut the environment it needs to heal, maintain balance, and function optimally. In conclusion, highly processed foods are a major contributor to gut problems, including inflammation, dysbiosis, and leaky gut. Their lack of fiber, high content of refined sugars and unhealthy fats, and inclusion of artificial additives all work against the gut microbiome. By understanding the hidden dangers of processed foods and replacing them with nutrient-dense, fiber-rich whole foods, you can restore balance, improve digestion, and support overall health. Small, consistent changes, such as cooking at home, avoiding packaged snacks, and focusing on gut-friendly foods, can create profound improvements in how your gut functions and how your body feels every day. Protecting your gut from processed foods is not just about digestion. It's about improving immunity, energy, mental clarity, and long-term wellness, making it one of the most impactful health choices you can make. Protecting your gut is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to improve your health. By avoiding these 5 gut-destroying foods, you can reduce bloating, improve digestion, boost your immunity, and even feel more energized every day. Start making these changes today and notice the difference. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs it, and don't forget to subscribe for more easy tips to keep your gut and your body healthy.